Hi, everybody. I'm Ellen Ann with Center Stage Magazine, and I am thrilled to be here with the new internet sensation, Olivia Vella, 12 years old, making a splash across the internet with her slam poetry assignment. If you haven't seen it, click the link and watch it. It is amazing. So, Olivia, and thank you, Molly, Mom, for letting me be here. So Molly, I'm going to interview you. Okay, forget about you, Olivia. We don't need you. Okay then, Olivia, your teacher gives you a writing assignment. Okay, and she says you all have to write about something that you're passionate about. Did you know right away what you were going to do?
Yes.
You did. And why is that? How did you make that decision?
Well, it's something that I go through every day. The anxiety that I feel that makes me sick to my stomach every morning before I go to school, the fear of what people think about me, it's something that constantly in my mind. And even at that moment, I was scared. Are people looking at me? Like in that classroom, I was still thinking about it. And when that assignment came, I was like, I know what I'm going to write about. That's exactly what I'm going to write about because it's something that I have I don't like the sick feelings, but I can't help it.
Right. Oh, I understand completely. I remember my school days. I remember my work days now. you know, I understand the anxiety. I understand all of that, not wanting to go to school, not knowing what to do, you know, but you have to. And so you wrote this. Now, you performed this beautifully. You did not skip a beat. You did not seem nervous. There was no sense of anxiety around you. Okay? And I think that blows me away as much as what you wrote and said. Okay? Um, were you being picked on? And if you're uncomfortable with anything I ask you, you just tell me that you're uncomfortable. Were you being picked on? Were you um, when I was younger, and I remembered very clearly, I was more or less ignored. I was the shortest. I was quiet. I wasn't as popular and beautiful, as these other girls. I was picked last or next to the last for every team we were. So you get to the point where, well, I'm invisible. Why even be here? And back then, parents weren't as open, I think, to discussing. Like, I think I was ashamed to tell my mother, Mom, I really don't have a lot of friends. I really don't like school. The stomach aches, the nausea, the headaches, the whole bit. I remember, and that stayed with me through my life. Okay, hopefully, with more resources and family support and everything, you can get over that. Okay, so, and this isn't poor, pitiful me at all. I'm just saying, I understand and I'm with you. And I think back then it was more like, well, get over it, try harder. Well, how do you do that? How do you try harder when you don't have the resources? You're a child. You don't know. So when my boys were younger, I told them, anytime you want to talk, it doesn't matter. If you think you're going to get in trouble or anything, if you can't feel that you can talk to me or your father, you talk to a teacher, you talk to an aunt, an uncle, somebody you love and trust, your best friend's mother or father. Talk to somebody. If it's something that really needs to be discussed, they will let me know, and there won't be any recrimination. So hopefully, there were times that they did do that, and I think that's how parents need to be. They need to be supportive. They need to see what's going on. You just don't get over it. Somebody's pushing you around. So, you wrote this, and this is based on your own feelings, your own life up to now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And was there anything in particular that the kids were hassling you about?
In school, I take pride in my work. I strive to be a straight A student. I I'm proud of my work. I do my best on everything.
You're going
But-
places, girl.
But because I put so much effort into my work and I get these good grades, the students don't like it. I'm not considered cool. I had transferred in the middle of the school year to this new school, and immediately I wanted to show my teachers my potential. But these kids started just like, it was kind of like a pecking order. Like, they just kept making fun of my intelligence. They just
When you participated in class, like raise your hand to answer.
I just
Oh, there she goes again.
Yeah.
She's raising her
Yeah.
hand.
yeah, I would just say a simple sentence and they'd be like, "Oh, there she goes again, the smart girl." Like, and then I've had some people possibly like take advantage of my smarts and like, I'm gonna sit over here next to Olivia so I can get her answers. And I don't know.
Right.
And it's just not cool to be smart, and it's strange because the smart people are the ones that get places in life, but like
Hopefully.
Hopefully. And the people that work hard.
the people
Yes.
yeah,
Not just, because some of us aren't smart.
And a big part of that is taking pride in your work, like you said. And, you know, whatever you decide to do in life, if you do it well and you work hard at it, you're going to succeed. And, you know, I think being smart is not cool. I know that, you know. Being pretty is cool. Being taller is cool. You know, and you know, it really isn't. You know, it really isn't. And I'd like to see where some of these people are today that were in my classes back then. I'm sure not all of them are happy or perfect or lived perfect lives up to now. And you're right, it is a pecking order. It is. And there's a way to break out of it, which is by being the best you can be. You know, and I'm sure your mom has told you that. You are who you are. Be proud of who you are, because there's nothing wrong with you, no matter what society says. You know? And here I'm yapping. You know, you seem like you have a good support group. Did you go to your mom with your concerns and tell her it was making you sick? And
I've always told my mom everything. Like, I'd come home from school and just start like telling her everything and what this person said, and she was always there to listen to me. And whenever I had a problem, I just go tell her, and she'd always be there to support me and tell me what I should do. And she's always told me that she's loved me, and that she calls me her songbird.
oh, that's sweet.
Do-
That is sweet.
Because I like to sing for her.
Oh,
I make her.
you make her sing for you.
Yes.
Sing for me, kid.
Yeah.
That is beautiful, and that is what kids need. And some of these kids, I think, every generation, you know, because it goes back to when I was young, and I'm sure before that, they don't necessarily have that support at home, or they don't, you know, have the right background. I don't want to say background. Not sure what I mean. They just, they're handling things their way. It might not be the right way. Maybe they weren't taught respect. Maybe they, you know, do really think they're better than other people, and nobody has had the nerve to say, hey, that's not true.
You know, I think a lot of these kids, they're just as lost as Olivia is in their identity, and they're acting out because they
Right.
want attention. They want to feel important, and sometimes they put each other down
To make
themselves feel better.
To make themselves feel better, or they find themselves in situations they don't want to be in because they're trying to fit in or be cool. And, you know, some of those situations can be dangerous, can lead to, you know, drug abuse, things like that. And that can happen also with people who are being bullied in whatever. And bullying is not necessarily pushing and shoving. It's not always words. It is like being picked last, like like you're ignored. It's still all part of bullying. And if you don't connect with your feelings, you're gonna have lifelong problems. And some people hide them with bad behavior, you know, risky behavior. And what you have said, I think, has put it out there so beautifully that if one person, and I'm sure there's more than one person, has listened to you, seen that, taken what you have said and applied it to themselves, that they have seen that they are worthwhile, that they are special, that who they are is who they are. And every life is precious. Every person is precious, and everybody has a reason for being here. And even some of the kids that are bullying may look at it and say, hey, you know, maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe my issues could be settled a different way. You know, this really is a good person. Maybe I should get to know this person just because she's smart, you know, or I'm smarter than me. And a lot of that is jealousy also. Kids can't handle, you know, being not as smart as somebody else, not getting as good grades as somebody else, or getting the awards or accomplishments or anything, the recognition that they want, but they don't know how to channel it. And it's kind of all about, you know, part of growing up, unfortunately, but I think that the parents and society and the schools do have a hand in that also to help guide them. You know, what are your plans, Olivia?
So after I graduate high school, I want to go to Brigham Young University, Provo, Utah. Then
got it planned. I love it.
And then when I turn 19, I want to go on a 1.5-year religious mission. And when I complete that mission, I want to finish college to get a degree in, American history, music, and theater.
Just a couple things.
Just a couple of things.
Just a couple.
Yeah. So I showed your video to a woman that I work with, and about halfway through she said, well, we know what she's going to do when she grows up. You know, because the presentation was theatrical, you know, and, you know, I had a laugh, and I think you have a lot of options out there. I think you have the world in your palm right now. I could see you in psychology. I could see you in, you know, nurturing other people. And I can see you absolutely in radio, television, film. And I can see you writing. I can absolutely see you writing. And it's just amazing.
I honestly, I know I'm her mom, and so I have that biasness. Is that even a word? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she can do anything, especially if she doesn't give in to those fears of, you know, like, I just want to blend. I want to be like everyone else. You just keep pushing through it, and you do the best you can, and you can do whatever you want in this life.
Exactly.
I really think she can.
Society kind of seduces us into a certain way of thinking. You know, society says if you have it, flaunt it. But then if you flaunt it, you're looking for trouble. If you don't have it, go pay a plastic surgeon to get it. And then something happens, you know, it's your fault, you flaunted it. You know, you're not beautiful. Well, go pay for it. Whether it's makeup, whether it's plastic surgery, whether, you know, society dictates to us what is normal. But if you look around your classroom, how many perfect girls and boys are there in your classroom? How many are the perfect height, the perfect, you know, looks, really, the majority is not. So why do we let the minority, these few people, dictate to us and make us feel bad? You know, and we really have to take it back like you did and say, no, society is wrong. This is who I am. I am smart. I enjoy being smart. I'm proud of being smart. And I'm going places. You know, it doesn't hurt that you're cute and everything too. You know, I hope you don't mind my saying
so
that.
too.
You know, but I just was blown away because when I watched it, I was at work. Bad me. I was at work and I almost started crying. It touched me. It went straight to my heart, and I immediately was like, I have to meet this girl. And out of all comfort zone, I went, and anxieties, what anxieties? I was on the phone with the school within minutes, leaving a message, and then I heard back from, the district and everything, and usually around then I start getting, oh, do I really want to do this? And all that comes in, and I have to go to Queen Creek, oh my gosh, just so all those things, I have not felt any of that. That's how important this was to me, that all of my anxieties that have been with me forever, are gone, Not forever, I'm sure, but in this instance, Olivia, and I thank you for that, because every day that gets better, and the confidence gets boosted a little bit, is a little bit better for me. And you've done that. You did that for me. And if you do that for half a dozen people, you know what you have accomplished? I don't think you know. I don't think you really understand fully how it affects how people are reacting. Like, how are people reacting? How are your friends? How's the family?
Well, it hasn't gotten her out of having to do the dishes and clean the bathroom. So
Well, sure.
she's not getting a pass anywhere in that department.
And she shouldn't, Mom.
I don't think her brothers really. It's nothing. They're like, oh yeah, okay, that's great. Can we watch our movie now?
Sure, they're still kind of young.
They're young.
They're maybe not going through some of the things that.
I don't think so.
And maybe they won't, because Olivia can coach them.
That would be nice. You take care of their self-esteem for me.
Yeah, give Mom a break.
But overall, the feedback we've gotten from strangers has been very positive, and I have had a few comments like, how did she know what I went through? She pulled me back into middle school, and I'm like, ooh, that stinks. I'm sorry. Who wants to go back? No one wants to go back. But
those feelings are horrible. And mine started in grade school. I can remember 4th grade.
Oh.
And like I said, it pulled me right back. But it also made me realize some things. Why I have anxiety. Because you either hide it and turn it internal, where you start getting sick and you start getting anxiety and or you act out, and along comes the risky behavior, unless you have somebody that you can talk to work through it and learn how to accept yourself for who you are, and usually that's a lifelong process for just about everybody, but I think you have a good grip on it. I think you're way ahead of the game.
Thank you.
She's so sweet. Have you gotten anything negative? I can't imagine.
Yeah, but I try not to she's not reading comments. I'm not letting her.
I don't want to read the mean comments, and I don't read them.
How can anybody have a negative? I don't see where the negative can come from.
I just think there are people in this world that are so unhappy that they just want to tear down anyone who isn't, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I think that's true.
And yeah, I mean, I haven't even I'm not going to share with her some just because
Right.
it's ridiculous.
And why bring her down? She did something amazingly good that I believe really will help far many more people than than any of the negative comments.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't need that.
Well, the main negative comment that I have shared with her is people were really upset that she mentioned Converse being uncomfortable. But it's not that she doesn't like Converse. It's just that we have Fred Flintstone feet, and they just don't fit. I mean, she'll get ingrown toenails if she wears them.
Right.
But it's not that we don't like the company. They're cute shoes, and we like how they look.
Have you heard from
No, but I'm waiting for their lawyer to contact me and sue us. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, don't
it was a
you
joke.
worry.
It was a joke. Stress. I know. I'm sorry.
No.
You said you know when I'm joking. Sorry.
Stress. This must be somewhat stressful for you. You have strangers coming into your home, sticking microphones in your faces, phone calls all the time. I would imagine the social media has just gone crazy. Mom told me that it's all private now, which is perfect for your safety also.
Yeah, I probably should have done that in the beginning. I didn't really realize. I know nothing about technology, so.
Yeah. But that's, I think you have done so much good for middle schoolers and younger. And I think that your paper poem has done amazing work for people even older. Like I said, made a huge impact. And I'll be curious to see what kind of feedback I get on this, because most of the readers are older. They're not in grade school. My son, my youngest son, is living with me. He's 25, and I had him watch it, and he was just totally blown away. He just thinks you're amazing. Not to give you this big swelled head or anything, because that can backfire.
Yeah.
Just stay you, and your immediate friends, how are they reacting? Are they like super proud to be your friend? Are they,
Famous by association. Just
exactly,
kidding.
famous by association. I'm famous
geez.
now too, because I'm associated with her. And
I think that's what my sister said on Facebook. That's my niece. Now I'm famous.
Yes. But they take pride in, in you and what you've accomplished. It's, not really, that they're famous now because they're your friends,
Yeah.
They
We're just
they already like you. They are already your friends, and this is when you'll see where your true friends are. People who have stuck by you and are sticking by you now. And those people, and there will be, unfortunately, people who say, oh, there she goes, look at her, she, got famous over the summer, blah, blah.
People will forget all about it, and you'll just be a regular
Be
kid
a
in eighth
regular
grade.
student
Yeah.
again, pushing to do your work, pushing to do, But take this in your heart that you have positively impacted a lot of people. In my belief, now, I mean, who am I? But in my belief, you nailed it. You nailed it. Everything that is wrong with society, school, with the kids, you nailed it. You nailed it. And you put them in their place. And you did it eloquently. And I am still blown away. And I'm honored to meet you guys. You obviously were raised right, most of the time probably, Oh, look, nobody's perfect, right? There's no perfect mom.
You're good enough. Thank you. Thank you.
You're good enough.
Isn't she so funny?
She is. She's a
I
sweetheart.
paid her to say that.
Of course.
And salsa.
and ice cream.
Salsa and chips and ice cream. Now you be nice to this lady, or you're not getting your ice cream, right?
I'm gonna eat it in front of you.
More than you already have.
I do use that as a threat. That's one of my. I'm gonna
just
eat this
kidding.
cookie in front of you. But no, it's.
I'm a good eater. I eat what she gives me.
That's good. That's good. I saw your little welcome mat out front that says you better have cookies.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is when I was driving down here, I do like to bake. And when I was driving down here, I thought, oh, I should have baked them a little something just to, they're inviting me in their home, and and then I saw that and I was like, definitely should have baked.
That's
something.
okay. We have plenty of sugar, but we like to bake together. It's kind of fun, and then we get to eat it.
Yeah.
It's the best part of baking.
Yeah.
Sometimes we save some for the boys.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. My husband always comes home and is like, "Is there any of that stuff left?" I'm like, "Are you kidding? That was yesterday. It was gone
It was
last
30
night."
minutes ago.
Yeah, like, what are you thinking? I used to bake a lot. I did cake decorating.
Oh.
And, so I took this class. So I used to practice. And like I said, I had the 3 boys. And my husband, we are now divorced, but when he would come home from work, I'd be like, we don't have dinner, but there's cake.
I knew I liked you.
Looks pretty good. Let's have it. So, find the good in everything. As much as you can. Not everybody. There are bad days, and that's okay. Because then
Helps
you recognize the good
appreciate
days.
The good days.
Exactly. So, do you have any questions or anything you want to say, either one of you, to kind of shut me up and say, this is about me, this is about Olivia, this is not.
I think that about sums it all up.
Okay. Are you looking forward to 8th grade?
Yeah. Yes. I hope that they're going to, well, I think they're going to have a drama class, and I want to do choir, but I really like the performing arts. But
Is there anything that you can't do?
She cannot put her dirty socks in the hamper.
just make a list, Mom. Just make a list.
So she's a typical teenager
She is a
to
typical,
be.
and you know what? That's what I want to add, because I don't want people to think like, oh, she's like thinks she's perfect. This is not something that she has conquered. This is something that she fights every day. So what I hope she takes away from this whole experience is that she truly accepts this message and embraces it and does learn to love herself the way that she talks about at the end of the poem. Because, I mean, as you get older, Olivia, you'll see that like some of these problems, they don't go away just because you're not in middle school anymore. They'll continue on. Well, and even beyond high school, even beyond. I'm just
That's what I
saying
said earlier,
when you
work
do
and-
come to love yourself the way you are and for the gifts that you've been given, you will be happy. And that's what I hope she learns from this whole experience.
Yeah. That's my takeaway from it is, wow, I can get through this. I'm going to think more positively. I'm not going to let those fears and anxieties and other people, bring me down. And like I said, there's going to be good days, bad days. Work might get really tough one day, and I'd be like, oh, I can't figure this stuff out no matter what. Oh, but I'm not going to let myself go into, I must be useless. I must be, the negativity. No more. Thank you.
Thank you.
So where's that ice cream? No.
I've got 2 kinds. And chocolate chip.
Nothing else you want to say? No? Nothing else? Okay, great. Well, I thank you so much for letting me into your home and speaking with me. And I don't think there is anything negative about this child. I know she's not perfect. Okay.
But that's
I know.
okay, because we don't have
Because-
to be.
No, perfection is,
We can aspire to it.
you're probably never going to reach it, and that's not being negative. It's being realistic, it's being honest, and
Even
be
if
the
you're
best you can be.
trying to be perfect and you don't get there, you're still improving along.
Exactly. Every step forward, every positive thought brings you further and further from the anxiety, brings you further and further from all that. And I don't see an ounce of anxiety in this child.
She
Not at all. I
does
see
hide
a
it
lot
well.
of confidence.
I'm a good actress.
Okay, there you go.
Just kidding. I'm not a good actress.
Well,
There you go. Well, if you get into that drama class, which I hope you do, and I hope that you will email me once in a while and let me know how things are going and how things are progressing, and kind of keep in touch a little bit, because I feel like I have a couple of new friends here.
well, you do. If you're interested, they do have a production at the Queen Creek High School at the end of the month that she'll be in Shrek the Musical. You should come and it'll be fun. There are a lot of talented people in that show.
Okay, I will look that up and see what's what. I would like to see that.
It's gonna be cool. We like the Queen Creek Theater.
Yeah.
It's my home. Well, this is my home. Sorry, I lisped.
That's okay.
The Queen Creek Performing Arts Center is my second home.
Very good. Well, you have some goals, and it's very clear that you have them, and I think that you're going to do okay reaching them. I really do.
Thank you.
You've got a good brain up here, and I just don't mean smarts. I mean thinking.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to end this. So there you have it. That's Olivia and her mom, Molly. And if, again, you haven't seen the video, it is linked. It will be linked. And I want you to enjoy it and take what you can from it. It's very uplifting. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.